It's time for To The Max Sports, where we talk about sports. They're just two guys, Max and Drew, in a bar talking all things sports. Well, without the bar. And the beer. Wait, why aren't we in the bar?
Hello, folks, and welcome to the Flying Whipper Production Studios. I am Drew. I'm running solo tonight, Bob. It's just me and you.
Yeah, when when you sent the text earlier today, you said you were going to run we are going to run solo. I was like, wow, that's a really weird statement to read.
Well, we're running solo together.
Fair enough.
We're a dual solo team.
Duo solo.
Dual solo. What's on the menu tonight? I'm going to tell you I'm woefully unprepared tonight. I just had a case of the Mondays. I don't know if you ever watched Office Space, the movie.
Yeah.
Remember the obnoxious chick? Someone's got a case of the Mondays.
Yeah, but has your case of the Mondays lasted for 2 days?
Pretty much. Yeah, it has. I'll get out of it.
No, it's been absolutely crazy weather here. We've had a lot of rain and it's been cold, and it's kind of one of those weeks where it's like, yeah. But apparently it was one of those weeks that was kind of, for the Nets.
Yeah, not a good week to be a Brooklyn Nets fan, which I'm not.
What? I'm not either. I mean, I'm kind of coming to a place with Kyrie Irving where I don't want to hear him speak. I don't want to hear anything about him. I quite frankly want to see him walk to the end of the flat earth that he believes in and just keep on walking.
So is he your Tom Brady of the NBA?
Yeah, with no redeeming qualities. I mean, if he was Tom Brady quality or Tom Brady caliber in the NBA, they wouldn't get swept. He withheld his services from his teammates, from his team. He put that team in a bad position where they had to come in and play the play-in. And this is what happens. This is what happens.
So do you think they move on?
If I was Nash, I'd be very, very worried about my job right now.
So Kyrie Irving has won one NBA title, and that was with LeBron. You think LeBron calls him? If you call Westbrook, you'll call anybody. If you'll call Boogie, you'll call anybody. It seems to be the place where aging veterans, well, no, he's actually not an aging veteran, but I don't know, people with marginal talent or exceptional talent seem to go, but I don't see that happen.
I think he and Durant stay in New York. I heard Stephen Smith talking about Durant yesterday morning, and he talked about Durant being a singular talent in the NBA, one of the top players, if not the top player in the NBA. And he said, as great a player as he is an absolute bad leader. He is as bad a leader as he is good a player.
Well, here's the problem you got, in my opinion. You've got Kyrie, and he's a superstar, NBA superstar, but he is, like you said, he's a role player within a bigger unit, which when he was with Cleveland, that big toe was LeBron, and he won an NBA championship. Conversely, you've got Durant, who is an NBA superstar, but he seems to be a role player within the bigger picture, which he won an NBA title at Golden State. Well, with Curry and those other exceptional players.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's awesome about the Nets getting swept is I think for old timers like this and old school fans of basketball who really don't like this super team concept of, okay, we're just going to find the best players and then we're going to go forward from that.
Throw them together.
The Celtics beating the Nets that way is the triumph of team over individuals.
Well, same with, the Lakers. They tried to put together a group of superstars, and you saw how that ended.
Maybe next year we get a more exciting regular season.
So can we agree that Durant and Kyrie, even if they were out on their own, they're not the players you build a team around?
No,
now you put either of those players with a group of leaders, a team that has, a group of leaders and well-established veterans, and and they probably have a better chance than they all do when they're playing together. And then you throw, Simmons into the mix?
Oh, yeah, that head case, too. And in all apologies to Ben Simmons, because I know he's said to have some mental stuff that he's working on. So my apologies for actually calling him a head case on that. That's a little insensitive, but
it's okay. You're a head case.
But again, I played as many games in the NBA this season as Ben Simmons did.
But you didn't get paid as much.
No, I didn't get paid anything for playing in the NBA. That's kind of funny. I got to call my agent on that one.
I didn't know they were looking for overweight, pasty white boys, but
yeah, I can get a sheet of paper under my feet when I jump. I absolutely can.
You're short, but you're slow.
Exactly, and I'm not wiry. But the Heat close out the Hawks 4-1. Another triumph of young team, who over something else. And I am hoping that we see more of that in the NBA.
Yeah.
We have coming up tonight. Let's see what the scoreboard has tonight so far. Bucks are trouncing on the Bulls. End of the first. Bucks are ahead 16 points.
Yeah, that'll be a closeout game.
Yeah, and then the other game tonight we have Warriors and Nuggets, and I think that'll be a closeout game.
Right.
And I think we're looking at the Warriors. I picked Warriors and Suns going into the playoffs as my conference championship teams. I think I'm pretty solid on that going forward.
The Warriors are another good example of working together as a collective unit. There's no one quote unquote superstar that needs all the attention or is a distraction. And then they continue each year to bring in these missing, these a la kind of like the New England Patriots. They just bring together a part and the machine keeps working.
And the only nut job is Draymond Green.
I like Draymond. You got to love his defense. I don't care how nutty he is.
But I think it's all just accepted. I mean, his nut jobbery is just accepted. Yeah. So
yeah, and he's been with them long enough to. Yeah. He's not transient. He's not one of these transient players like, Kyrie, and I mean to a lesser extent even Harden and Durant.
No, yeah. I mean, Draymond Green is the uncle that you keep away from the liquor cabinet on Thanksgiving.
He's the crazy uncle that's staying at your house a little too long for Thanksgiving. or crazy father. So tomorrow night we have a series that might be over tomorrow night as well. We have the Raptors and the 76ers. 76ers hoping to close out. I think they'll close it out. I think Jeff had said Toronto would give them a fight, and they have.
Yeah.
But I think in the end, 76ers prevail.
We have Suns and Pelicans. Suns are ahead 3-2, and they're talking about Booker playing, which I think is a mistake.
Maybe they try to get by on the Game 6 game, and then he can do a heroic return for Game 7 if needed.
Yeah,
because if they can close out Game 6, obviously it'll give him a little more time to rest before the next series moves on.
Yeah, hammies are a bad thing, and to come back too soon puts him possibly out for part of the next round, so not a good thing. And then the other game we have, Mavericks and Jazz. Again, 3-2, Dallas leading.
It could go either way. I could see the Jazz coming back, forcing a Game 7.
I personally think the Mavericks win that game.
Neither of those teams move on after that series, though.
And then Friday night, we have a closeout possibly. Well, no, hold on. Grizzlies and Timberwolves.
Man, I just love that player that they have, Memphis.
Oh, John Morant?
John Morant.
Oh, my God, that dunk he had the other night.
I mean, his dunks are freaking...
What?
I mean, they're as good as Dr. J's and Michael's and...
What I didn't understand...
The only difference is these are over people.
I mean, oh, no.
Although Dr. J had some nasty over the dunks on some people.
Jaws was insane. What I'm seeing in a couple games, and I wish Jeff was here to talk about this, it's like that the last second shot and then the Grizzlies beating the Timberwolves on that last second drive after the Timberwolves tied, where's the defense? That was even the end of one of the Celtics Nets game. It's like, what? Why? How is he driving to the basket with 2 seconds to go on the clock?
Obviously, you haven't been watching much of modern NBA anymore. Yeah, that's been a pet peeve of mine for a while. There is no defense.
Well, I mean, for me, it's a little bit like the NFL, but not that much. But you don't play defense in the regular season. You start playing defense in the postseason,
Which may actually aid a Golden State stock because at least they do have some players there that buy into the defense.
Yeah.
And you got Curry, you got the Spurs disciple there leading the charge.
Okay, so that's the NBA. That's us. I think we've hit the bottom of our bucket of NBA knowledge.
All right. Well, hey, it's been a great show.
Oh, we're not done yet, sir. We are not done yet. So we have the NFL draft coming up, and I'm watching the newswire, and I haven't seen any movements by Cleveland, any movement by the 49ers, no movement for the 49ers, Deebo Samuel or Jimmy Garoppolo. We're less than 24 hours away from the start of this bloody draft.
Well, now they're saying that Aiden Hutchinson may not be the number one.
When you think about it, for the Jaguars to pick an offensive lineman over a defensive lineman to protect Trevor, maybe not a bad idea.
Right.
Which means Aiden Hutchinson doesn't even have to change his driver's license and take another driver's test because he stays in Michigan.
Lucky him.
Hey, Detroit's not that bad.
Well, it's not that good either.
No. Maybe he'll bring him back around.
Atlanta's shopping for a quarterback, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then how would you like to be the Panther quarterback? Not Panthers, but Carolina.
Sammy Darnold?
They already gave him a heads up. Hey, we may have some competition in spring camp for you. And
there was some talk on the wire about possibly going after Garoppolo.
For what? A 8th round
for the Panthers. I have no idea. Stop bashing on Garoppolo.
You bash on Brady. I'm going to bash on Garoppolo.
Hey, they both started with the same team.
They're both handsome.
Garoppolo's a whole lot more handsome than Tom.
Well, they both have those cute little cleft chins.
Very true. Very true. So, and your Bengals, what are your Bengals doing?
It's hard to say. I mean, another offensive lineman wouldn't hurt me if one falls down on the depth chart that they like. And there's actually been some comments that a couple could. So I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
We may want to snag a quality tight end since we lost Boyd. I'm okay with going with a defensive back to help bolster the defense. The good thing is we're in a better position this year than we were last year.
Yep.
We've had some good free agent signings. We signed La'el Collins off of the Dallas Cowboys. So any offensive line help is going to be better than what we had.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess there's a center from Iowa they're talking maybe they could get, which I'm okay with.
Okay.
So, yeah. Go Bengals.
Other than that, we did miss one piece of NBA news that the former vice president of the NBA Players Association up on fraud charges related to dealings with players.
I saw that.
Used to be an assistant for the Utah Jazz.
I guess dealing with the medical.
Yeah.
Kind of like when there was a big scandal with the NFL a couple months ago. Yep.
Defrauding the league's health and welfare benefit plan.
Whenever there's money and medicine involved, there's going to be fraud.
Which is what I don't understand at that level. If you were a former assistant coach for an NBA franchise.
Yeah. And now you
were the former vice president for the Players Association.
Now you got a nice front office job.
How much money is not enough?
I don't know. A couple of years ago, wasn't there an NFL wide receiver that went to jail for dealing kilos of coke or something? Interstate commerce. You can look that one up.
That's that. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. So,
which is enough.
So you had some crazy news that you wanted to talk about.
Well, I just thought it'd be kind of fun here, since we don't have anything that we're really talking about in particular. to kind of go TMZ sports. And we'll just talk about crazy news stories, your opinions, your thoughts, if anybody's watching, your comments. Tiger's insisting that his new girlfriend, if they get married, sign a prenup. Thoughts?
Yeah, if I'm the girlfriend, I sign a prenup with a clause that if you go out and have relations with a waitress from IHOP, the prenup is null and void.
Why is it got to be IHOP? Could it maybe be
Perkins?
Denny's?
Perkins? Okay.
Applebee's? I don't know.
Okay, any restaurant where you do not need to call ahead for a reservation.
So that's just the only stipulation.
Oh, my God.
All right. Send us a comment there. Bob's slamming on waitresses that work at low-end diners.
I am not slamming on waitresses that work at low-end diners. If you're Tiger, this is my thing. If you're Tiger Woods and you have that much money, why an IHOP?
Well, what about the prenup? I'm kind of on board with the prenup.
Yeah,
But do you start out a relationship based on love and trust and forever through sickness and health, and then have them say, "Here, honey, sign this"?
I mean, yeah, it's a prenup that she would probably be taken very well care of.
I mean, is it fair that if they get divorced, she's got to eat dinners the rest of her life at IHOPs and Denny's and Applebee's?
I kind of don't think the prenup is that bad. If they get married and the prenup and they get divorced and the prenup executes, she eats better than I do.
I'm sure she's going to be well taken care of.
The
question is she thinks she's going to be well taken care of enough?
I don't know Tiger. If Tiger, well, I would know him to see him, but I have no relationship with Tiger. He's not my friend. I've never talked to him. But from everything I've seen of all the interviews, he seems like he is in a totally different place in his head.
With women, or
no, just in general life. And
he seems a little more content.
Possibly, if I'm his girlfriend, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sign the prenup because I don't see any storms on the horizon. So who knows?
Do you think he's a sex addict?
I think he has had some compulsion issues, yes.
So hopefully he's got those behind him, and hopefully he lives happily ever after with his girlfriend.
Yep.
And
he looks happy, and his kid's gonna play on the tour.
Just hope the prenup's never effectuated.
Absolutely.
Okay. What else? Just good stuff here as we go through. Of course, all the fun stuff I wanted to talk about is not in here now.
Well, whose fault is that? Ovechkin's coming off. I mean, to move into hockey, Ovechkin. That's my team for hockey. I'm a Caps fan. And I'm a huge homer for Ovechkin. He had another 50-goal season, and he's a little hurt. So we'll hopefully he recovers. As you're looking at new news.
Our client, Phil Mickelson, is officially registered to play in the PGA Championship as well as the U.S. Open.
Yes.
You all okay with that?
And seeking a waiver currently to play a couple Saudi tournaments.
That'll be interesting. And I'm actually okay with that.
Yeah.
Aaron Donald, remember the Super Bowl star from
yes.
my Bengals?
Yes.
I don't know why it's important, but he just bought a $17 million home with 9 bathrooms.
Okay.
How many restaurants does it take to take a dump in? I mean, do you just walk around, today I'll take a dump in this one? And
one for every day of the week.
Actually, for more than every day of the week, 9.
One for every day of the week and 2 for guests.
Has he decided whether he's coming back or did he officially retire?
Good question. I don't pay attention to.
While you're looking at that, do you remember Ric Flair?
I do remember Ric Flair.
He claims that as a freshman in college, he slept with hundreds of women.
So does that say more about his prowess with women or the loose moral values of the college he went to?
Probably a little bit about both. But now you got me wondering what college you went to. Maybe we can find that. But, Ric Flair, how many days is basically a college semester? I mean, when I went to college, it started in, September and ended in May?
Yeah.
Would that roughly be, can we say 285 days? Roughly 200
something like
days?
that, yeah.
So he was averaging a chick a night. That's pretty impressive.
A female human a night. So we avoid the sexist remarks and the sexist feedback.
Okay.
So he attended
a non-binary person a night.
Oh, hey, yeah, a romantic partner a night.
Romantic partner, there you go.
So there we go. So he attended a little bit at the University of Minnesota.
Although I don't know how romantic a drunken, out of his mind, Ric Flair crawling on top of you would be romantic, but I'll say so. So he went to the University of Minnesota, Big Ten school.
For a little bit, yeah. How many times do you think he's been married? Oh, no. Let me ask this question a little differently. Does he have more marriages or children?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I'm going to say he's been married 7 times.
Okay.
And he's got 9 children.
Okay, you're wrong on both. You're actually over. He's been married 5 times.
Okay.
Most recently separated this year from Wendy Barlow, married in 2018.
Probably after she read the article about his freshman year.
Yeah. And they're currently separated. So his first marriage, 71 to 83, then 3 more. He has 4 kids.
Okay.
4 kids.
Different ones?
Yeah, I don't want to look it up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he's a busy guy.
Yeah, well, that's what happens.
Packers hint that it might be time to get Aaron Rodgers some help. You think?
What kind of help? For his narcissist personality disorder?
I knew you were going to hate on Rodgers. I'm a huge fan of Rodgers, but
here's a tragedy for me and Aaron Rodgers. I used to be a fan of Aaron Rodgers.
And what happened?
He became a narcissist.
Why? Because he lied about his vax status?
No, we've been on this roller coaster of will he, won't he, with leaving the Packers or not leaving the Packers. It drove the news until he signed that big deal.
Well, I think he was a little irritated when they didn't commit to him. So he was like, you know what? I had a good year. I'm going to make you guys grovel a little bit. And that's what he did. God's name is wrong with that?
How oblivious is he to history of the Packers when he was the understudy to a quarterback, a Hall of Fame quarterback, who the Packers just let go at the back end of his career? Do we see the parallels here? Why didn't Aaron Rodgers see the parallels? Of course they're going to move on.
Well, an ego will always get in the way of that.
Yeah. So he's a great quarterback. I respect him on the field, but no longer my favorite quarterback.
But I do agree they need some help. That's a team that will obviously be looking for a wide receiver, and if they can get like a Chris Olave or one of the Ohio State Buckeyes at that.
Well, they absolutely
need. There's Garrett Wilson. There's Chris Olave.
They need to replace Devontae Adams.
Exactly.
Bad.
And here's something near and dear to your heart. Jim Harbaugh nearly became the head coach of Kansas.
Before the coach of Michigan?
Yeah, that's an interesting. I think it was during this whole. No, it was just recently.
I'm going to be very interested to see how Michigan performs this coming year. A lot of seniors are left. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson is a leader on that defensive unit. We'll see.
Do you think that he, what was I going to say? Help me out here.
I don't know, stays with Michigan for the rest of his career.
Do you think that he should have taken an NFL job when he had a chance?
No.
You don't think that this was just a moment in time that Michigan had a magical season and they can replicate what they did last year?
I think they can replicate what they did last year. I think they are now a force on the national stage. And a college football coach is a god on campus. An NFL football coach makes a lot of money, but they are not a god in that organization. They are not.
Well, he kept his job. Can we just admit he kept his job with his performance? I think they would have let him go, or I think he would have moved on if they would have finished, I don't know.
Yeah, probably
9-3 and won the Citrus Bowl or some crazy ass bowl game.
If they had lost to Ohio State, quite possibly he's back in the NFL.
And they are losing Hutchinson.
Yep.
They've got quite a few, I think they're...
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I just saw on the news, Cardinals are picking up Kyler Murray's 5th-year option.
I did see that. That's kind of interesting.
This is the quarterback who doesn't seem like he's all that interested in playing there.
I know. And I'm just surprised that they would do that.
Now, if not Murray, then who? And that's kind of my reply to most teams and their quarterback problems. It's if not this guy, then who?
Well, I know that you're a Debo fan for the 49ers. He's kind of in flux. Another guy in flux. We're going to do a fact or fiction, and what would you say? Fact or fiction, the Jets will make the 49ers an offer they can't refuse. They will offer their number 10 pick and a number 35 in additional picks to snag Debo Samuel. And would you take that? A 10th round pick and a 35 and additional picks.
The problem with Debo for any other team, and kind of what he's telegraphing what he wants, is his value is in how the 49ers use him. So is the Jets offensive coordinator going to use Debo to the extent that Debo can be used? Debo's a threat because he can go deep and run through the tackles, not because he can go deep. There's plenty of wide receivers that can just go deep.
But didn't you think the 49ers used him well?
The 49ers did use him well, but if I'm Debo's people, am I confident that another team is going to have the offensive genius that the 49ers have?
Well, given the Jets' track record, they'll find a way to screw it up.
They'll find a way to destroy his self-esteem.
Do you think Debo gets traded before the draft?
Yeah, we only got 24 hours. If he isn't traded before the draft, I mean, we have round one and we have round one tomorrow. If he isn't traded before Friday morning, he's with the 49ers this season.
Will Jimmy Garoppolo get traded to the Panthers after the draft or during the draft?
Selfishly, I want him back because I think he gives us a better opportunity. The 49ers a better opportunity to win next season. I think Trevor Lance.
Yep.
Trey Lance. I had the first two letters right. Trey Lance needs more seasoning, more time as a backup. So if Garoppolo moves on, I think the 49ers need an adult in the room.
Yeah. If Garoppolo moves on, if Debo moves on, it's definitely rebuild mode for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Well, Bob, we always like to do something fun. If you're out there and want to participate, I'm going to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Let's just do 3.
Okay.
Whoever gets the first 3 right buys the other one a beer.
Okay.
And a pizza. Slice of pizza.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to go first. Just go from left to bottom, okay?
No, I'm not getting to select my sport.
I guess you could, but let's just go left.
Okay.
This is going to be baseball.
Okay.
The pitcher fields a ground ball that is hit so hard it becomes entangled in the webbing of his glove. In an attempt to save time, I know the answer to this one, he throws the glove with the ball still entangled in it to the first baseman who tags the base before the runner gets there. I've seen this happen, actually.
Oh, yeah, so have I.
Is the runner safe or out?
Oh, the runner's out.
Correct. You're up 1.
Okay.
Feel free to participate along at home.
Okay. A runner from second slips and falls while rounding third on the batter's ground ball to shortstop.
Okay.
The throw to get the runner at first gives the third base coach time to help the runner to his feet so he can regain third. Is there a penalty for this? If so, what?
You can't do it. He's out automatically. That's an easy one.
That was easy.
Yeah, that's stupid.
That's funny.
What is the full length of a timeout in college basketball?
It's
seconds. Give it seconds.
It's something weird.
It's over 60 seconds, but count it in seconds.
I know. It's something weird though. It's not like a round number. Somebody told me this like a couple of weeks ago. I think it's like 105 seconds.
75 seconds.
That's a weird number.
Yeah.
So I'm half right. It was a weird number. I just didn't get the number right.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're 1-1 going to 3.
Pro basketball.
All right.
After a traveling violation, John, a 5'11" guard, I don't know why that's important, has the ball in his hands.
Let's just say John Wall.
Yeah. Yeah, who gets paid not to play, has the ball in his hands and is about to attempt a throw in when the defense goes into a full court press. The man that is guarding John is a 6'9" forward. John's teammate, a 6'11" center, sees this mismatch, takes the ball from John and inbounds it. Is this legal? It's an inbound after a traveling violation.
I'm going to say that. So both of them are inbounds, right at that point.
No. John is inbounding the ball as they line up.
Right. The other guy grabs the ball from him.
The other guy comes out of bounds, takes the ball from him, and then attempts to inbound.
So I'm just wondering if the small John actually got back on the court. Because I'm going to say if they're both inside the court, that it's the key. You can't do that. I'm going to say no.
The answer is no, and I think it comes on the coming on a traveling violation. Once a team designates its inbounds passer, the team cannot assign this to another player until after a timeout is called.
Okay.
So that's 2 for you and 1 for me.
Golf.
Okay.
John marks the position of his ball with a flower. Is this allowed?
Yes.
Yes, but not very wise, as a gust of wind could blow it away.
You can mark it with anything.
Yeah.
It's actually disrespectful to the other players because your mark should be something that doesn't generally impede the other player's ball if they has to roll over it.
And if Jeff is watching, he can verify I used to mark my balls with my tears as I was getting my ass kicked on the golf course.
I used to use like dimes. Dimes.
All right, so we're 2 for 2.
Okay, it's 2-2, and you can win on this one. Okay, golf. We'll stay with golf. John wants to carry his weight training club along with his other 14 clubs during the round. Is this permissible?
Absolutely not.
What? Did you give me this card to ask you questions?
You had those cards over there, but I'm going to give you a chance for a tie. I'm going to give you a chance for a tie, okay? And then we'll just call it a draw.
Okay.
The batter hits a baseball. The batter hits a ground rule double and misses first base. After he reaches second, can he return to tag first?
Ground rule double. Yes. A ground rules double is a dead ball. So if he returns to first before the other team protests and tags him out on first, he can return.
Okay. So just give me a beer and a pizza and we'll call it even.
Did I get that right?
No. He may not go back to tag first. If the defensive team appeals him missing first, he is declared out. Which is kind of interesting. So if the defense notices he misses that and they appeal it, he could actually be called out too.
Okay. I would have thought he could have come back. Wasn't that always like playing Little League ball? Wasn't that always like the childish joy of seeing an opposing player like miss a bag, and you're like, oh, I'm going to appeal it.
Yeah. We had a guy, he's on my Facebook. I know he's watching. His name was Richard Denman, and he hit a home run. This was in Little League, and I still tease him about it on Facebook. And he rounded the base. They said he missed home plate. They appealed it. The ump called him out, and he went berserk. You want to see a 14-year-old kid go berserk, man, because he was so excited. He hit that home run. And then they took it away from him. So, Richard, if you're out there watching, man, I was on your team. That was a home run, damn it.
First home run I hit in Little League. I was so worried about touching home plate. Like all my teammates came out, and I'm like, stay away from me, stay away from me. I'm going to touch home plate. So
anyway. Well, I had fun tonight, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll try to get Jeff back next week. Get the full strength. We'll definitely talk about the NBA or the NFL draft at that point.
Yeah, we'll see.
Because that will be real interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Do we have hopes going into the season? Have our hopes been drafted? Or the Jets go? Yeah. Who are the Jets going to screw up this season?
Yep. And then we'll have some clarity on the NBA playoffs. And then I will do the NL West. I had said I'll go through the baseball and predict the team. So I'll have my predictions for the NL West next week.
I mean, do we have to talk about the NL West? Dodgers, and we're done.
Well, we got to see who's going to go second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Okay.
And you never know.
It's the Dodgers in first, the Dodgers in second. It's like that episode of Bugs Bunny.
It's pretty much the Dodgers, but, don't steal all my joy.
Okay.
Anyway, folks, have a great evening. We'll see you next week, okay?
Okay, we're out.